Hello everyone, I'm Professor Albert Nigrin. I'm here today to talk about the 2023 New Jersey International Film Festival. We're celebrating our 28th anniversary, and today we have three wonderful people here that we're going to talk about their film. But before we do, I just want to let you know that the festival will be taking place on June 2nd through June 11th on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We're a hybrid festival, which means that we'll be screening the films online for 24 hours on their show date, and then there will be live in-person screenings as well in the evenings. You want to check out our website at njfilmfest.com. When you get to that page, you just click on Current Events, and then click on the red button underneath New Jersey International Film Festival, and it'll bounce you to our Eventive website. And there you can check out all the information about the films, buy tickets, and stuff like that. Today we have three wonderful people. We have the director of the wonderful film Bibi, Christopher Beatty. We have Judith and DiMinni. She is one of the lead actors, and she plays Bibi. The title of the film is Bibi. And then we have Zahn, who plays the doctor. And he, I guess, is a shrink, right, Rick?
Yes.
Yeah, so welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're so proud to show your film. The wonderful thing about it is that the film is set in New Jersey and is a psychological thriller that focuses on Vivian Ashwood.
Correct.
And Vivian is suffering from some kind of memory disorder, I guess is the way to call it, and we kind of get inside of her mind.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about how you decided to make this film.
I started in 2011 with a much different draft than what we have today, but it deals with mental illness. It deals with a tragedy that happened many, many, many years ago, and she's struggling to cope and with society, and she lives all alone in her vast estate with her daughter, Bibi, and Bibi and her are navigating this reality, and it goes from there.
Well, you know, we received 711 films. We're only showing 35, and Bibi is one of 5 feature films that we're showing, and so we're really proud to show it, not only because it's from New Jersey, but it's actually an excellent film. And I think the wonderful thing about it is not only are the actors terrific, and Judith, you're amazing.
Thank you so much.
I mean, as I said to you before, it looks like you've been working in cinema for a long time. And I think it must have been difficult for you to be part of a film process that took a certain amount of your time and was in a hot space in the summer. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the making of the film.
Okay, so I was really lucky in that I got the script a decent amount of time before we started filming, so I was really able to delve into it and prepare so that when I walked on my first film set, I was like, okay, I can do this, I feel ready. Definitely, I think looking at the parallels between Bibi and Vivian was something that really helped me, so that when I got on set and I met Elizabeth for the first time, we were really able to click and work together really well. So that was...
Yeah, I think the chemistry between the two is really amazing. And I think in some ways, when I was watching the film, it felt like almost like a dream film. Did you kind of feel like it was that, Chris?
Yeah, in some aspect, I kind of took both characters, Vivian and Bibi, and I did a seesaw effect with them. So when Vivian was in her highs, Bibi was always in her lows, and when Bibi's in her highs, Vivian's in her lows, and they fed off each other that way.
Yeah, very much so.
And they were dynamic together. They had great chemistry, and I thought they both did such an amazing performance.
Yeah, I mean, they're terrific. And
spot on.
And I wondered how you ended up with Rick as your doctor.
Rick?
Yeah, I'd like to hear that too.
Rick, I was looking for somebody to set the tone. Rick is Vivian's foundation of her reality, and I wanted someone strong, somebody bold. And when I saw his audition, I knew he was right for the job, and he keeps her on track.
Yeah.
But for only so far, and he's been with her for years and years and years, and making sure she can function until I don't think he can help her anymore, and that's
Yeah.
where things take a turn.
Well, I mean, I thought also when I was looking at the judges' comments, because I was on the jury for your film, and I don't know what they write until after the fact, and they all commented on the acting. They wanted to know where you filmed, because the location is really a star in its own right as
Right.
well.
That was in Bernardsville, New Jersey. It was actually Mike Tyson's former residence,
Wow.
which I thought was interesting. When I fell in love with the place, the location is a character in itself, and when I was writing this, it had to be a character. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, the hotel
Yeah,
is what draws at you, and I felt that this place was its own character, and I needed to shoot here, so we figured out a way to get the location for a month, and I couldn't be more pleased. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, it's really amazing. They also mentioned John Pisano's music as very adding to the atmosphere in a really special way,
Amazing.
as well as John Rutland's cinematography.
Amazing. I got lucky with Rutland. My producer Glenn Trotner, who passed away unfortunately, he was very high on John Rutland. First thing he said to me was, "I don't think you're going to get him. Send him the script, see what happens." 2 days later, John calls me and says he wants to do the project. And I feel that the director, photographer, and the composer are so vital in the success of your film. In regards to Pisano, he reached out to me. He wasn't even on my radar. The guy did the Maze Runners, he did The Conjuring.
Yeah.
And he heard about the project and loved it and wanted to be a part of it, and I was honored. I
mean, I think the entire ensemble cast and crew did a wonderful job.
Amazing.
And I guess my question now is, how did you find Judith? Because she's really special.
Thank you.
Judith was in a casting call, and I watched a lot of tape of girls, and I knew it was going to be a tough cast, because I needed to be with the girl and explain exactly how I saw this role, and I connected with Judith. I thought she resembled the lead actress pretty spot on, and it was such an intricate role for her. And when I found her, she had the script fairly early, and we just went with it. So I would say Judith, out of all the actors, she had the script first and was in it way before anyone else was even casted or saw the project, which I thought was beneficial for her.
Judith, had you been in any other films prior to this one?
I have not. This was my first film, which was, I mean, it really was a life-changing experience. I was on set and realized, wow, I know that this is what I want to do with my life. So I'm so grateful that I was given the opportunity to do so.
Were there any issues, like when you were filming, that you felt uncomfortable about, or?
Honestly, no, not really. The crew was absolutely incredible. Every single time I needed something or I was unsure of something, they were so eager to help me and show me the ropes and how everything worked. And I'm so grateful for everybody who was on that crew. They really made my first experience so special.
Very cool. Now, Rick, what about you? I mean, you have like 3 or 4 key moments in the film, and they change as you go from one to the other. Is that?
Yes.
And did you feel like you had to be a paternal influence on Vivian when?
I approached the character from somebody who knew the family for a long time, knew her when she was a child, and when some of the events that are highlighted in the film took place, he was very much aware of them. Right. But unlike Judith, I got the script a week before we started filming.
Wow.
My first scene was a week after I got the script.
Wow.
It was kind of a late hire, so it was interesting trying to develop that character quickly and come up with a way that he can kind of interact with Vivian and help her deal with the torment that was affecting her for a great deal of her life.
Yeah.
But he was part of that as well. So there are times I think he feels a certain frustration that he wasn't able to get her further along. But it was.
Well, you did a
an
masterful
interesting
job too.
experience.
It didn't feel at all like you're just, there, and then it felt as if you had lived the role. And I think that's a tribute to the director as well.
Absolutely.
Because, when you're watching the film, it unfolds slowly but deliberately. And I think it sucks you in. And you kind of want to know what happens because there are twists and turns in the film. And we purposely haven't given away too much about the actual subject of the film or what takes place because we want you to come and see it. And folks, we will be screening this film on Saturday, June 3rd, and it will be online for 24 hours, and there'll be an in-person screening at 7 p.m. in our state-of-the-art facility, Voorhees Hall, room 105. It's located at Rutgers University in New Brunswick, New Jersey. You want more information, you go to njfilmfest.com, and we look forward to seeing you at the screening. And I want to say thank you to Chris, Judith, and Rick for joining us today.
Thank you
Thank you for having
you.
us.
Thank you.
Damn it.
You shouldn't talk like that.
I know, baby, I know.
I invited him into our home.
You did what?
He's here for you.